Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Danielle with Cookies and Bacon, where I do frugal stuff, anything cheap, anything easy. I love to cook, so I'm glad to have you here. And today we're going to be doing 20-minute dinners. These are going to be really fast, really easy dinners. I really think you're going to like them. They're actually like all one pot, so it's a combo deal here. So I'm pretty excited about it. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, here are my ingredients for this meal. This is going to be a super fast meal. This is probably going to be done in less than 10 minutes probably. It literally takes like no time at all. I'm just going to be making these French onion burgers, so I'm just going to need a can of this French onion soup mix. I'm going to need a pound of ground beef. I'm going to need some buns, and then I'm going to need some American cheese. And I might use some cornstarch just to kind of thicken up the mixture a little bit. But that is it. Like, it is so simple, and it's kind of like a sloppy joes in a way. It's just that I'm going to be using this instead of the sloppy joe mix. So let me show you how we're going to do it. So the first half of this video kind of got chopped off and wouldn't process properly, but I just ground up a pound of ground beef, and now I'm just adding a can of French onion soup. I'm going to give it a good stir, and you can actually add some cornstarch. I added about a tablespoon of cornstarch with my ground beef after it was done cooking, and that's just going to thicken up this sauce because this French onion soup is really runny, and I don't really want something super runny all over my burgers. It's just going to make my buns really soggy. So, and then that's it. You're just gonna let this thicken up, and that's it. Dinner is ready, and we just paired this with some tater tots. My husband here is showing you what the dinner looks like. I was out and about, so he lovingly decided to do that for me. And you can make this with some mac and cheese, or it's just a simple, super easy recipe for on a weeknight when you're in a hurry. Jeremy, my husband, he likes to put mustard on it, which is absolutely disgusting. I feel like you ruined it, but whatever, to each their own, I guess. But this is our dinner, and it was super good. Okay, this is what we're gonna need for this 20-minute meal. We're gonna be making some just basically pasta, broccoli, parmesan pasta broccoli. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's pasta and has broccoli in it and has parmesan in it, so it's gonna be delicious. So we're gonna need some half and half, some shells, some pasta shells, some butter. We need some minced garlic, some seasonings here, oregano, parsley, thyme, pepper, parmesan. We need some of this lemon juice here in the back, and then we're going to need some broccoli. So let's get started. To our skillet, we are going to take our butter. I have 4 tablespoons of butter. I'm just going to wait for that to melt down. And then I'm going to put in some garlic. I literally never measure. I just kind of go off what I think. So this is probably about 2 tablespoons of garlic. I don't ever really use a fresh one. I just find it to be a pain in the butt. So I always have like that jarred minced garlic, and it helps just to flavor it up a little bit. I don't know, I'm just lazy, and I just don't want to get fresh garlic and then unwrap the garlic, and then I don't even have like a mincer, so it is what it is. Okay, so now that the garlic has been cooking for about, I don't know, a minute or two, I'm gonna go ahead and add in 2 cups of chicken broth, 1 1/4 cups of half and half. And then our seasonings are 1/4 teaspoon of dried thyme, 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of oregano, 1/2 teaspoon of dried parsley. Yes, that's a lot of seasonings, but it's going to give it a really good flavor. And then I am just going to put in our pasta shells. I have about 4 ounces of pasta shells, and I just have this small pasta. I'm going to let that cook down until everything is nice and tender, and then I'm going to go ahead and add in, now this broccoli is already steamed, so it's pre-cooked and everything, and it's just 1 bag worth, so about 12 ounce worth of broccoli. And I'm just going to go ahead and put it in here. I'm just going to basically heat it up until everything is nice and tender, the broccoli is nice and soft, and those shells are nice and soft. And I did want to add, you can definitely add in some type of meat to this just to give it a little more protein. I did not, just for the sake that I really didn't want to. This is just a
a simple dinner that I wanted to throw together. And then at the very end here, you're going to add in 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, and then we're also going to add in some Parmesan. I have about 3/4 a cup that I'm going to add, and of course I don't really ever measure, so I'm just guesstimating what 3/4 a cup is going to be like. And you can always add in more cheese. In our house, we just don't kind of measure out the cheese because more is better. I'm gonna give that I was actually surprised that we had some leftovers, but it was a super delicious meal.
Okay, this is what we need for this meal. So I'm gonna need some rice, and I'm thinking that I'm gonna need some more, so that's what this is for. I just have 2 chicken breasts, that's what I'm gonna be using. I have 2 eggs, I might actually use 3 depending on how big of a batch this is gonna make. I'm probably gonna end up using this whole bag of peas and carrots. I need some sesame oil, I like a little bit of liquid smoke, and then some soy sauce. I think that's the only 3 ingredients. 3 of these like sauces that I'll need. And then that is it. Yeah. So that's everything we're gonna need for some chicken fried rice. So let me show you how we're gonna do it.
If y'all have seen any of my videos, you know that I absolutely love cooking rice in the Instant Pot. So here I'm doing 3 cups of dried rice, and then 4.5 cups of water, and with some chicken bouillon cubes, or you can just do chicken broth, or you can just do water. It really doesn't matter. I'm gonna put that on the rice setting, so that's gonna cook for 12 minutes. While that's cooking, I'm gonna get my chicken prepped and ready to go. I use about 1 pound here, just 2 large chicken breasts, and now I'm gonna put that to my pan. I have about a tablespoon of sesame oil that I'm going to grease in my pan here, and that's going to give it such a wonderful flavor for my chicken fried rice. I'm gonna go ahead and add in half an onion as well. I had it in the fridge, so I just wanted to go ahead and use it. You definitely don't have to use this onion, and you can just use like onion powder, something like that. It's completely up to you, but I'm just going to go ahead and cook that up until everything is nice and tender. Those not potatoes. Those are definitely not potatoes. Those onions are nice and cooked through. Once the chicken is cooked through, we're gonna go ahead and add in this frozen bag of peas and carrots. Now I did let this thaw pretty much all day. It's still slightly frozen, but it's fine. And then I'm gonna add in about 2 teaspoons of soy sauce, and then about a teaspoon of liquid smoke. Put in a little bit more sesame oil. I just want everything to be nice and flavorful. And you can definitely add in whatever type of seasonings that you want. If you want onion powder, garlic powder, whatever that you prefer for your chicken fried rice. I'm not going by any recipe. This is just me winging it to the best that I can. Now that the peas and carrots are nice and tender, I'm just going to add in my rice. Give that a really good stir. Once everything is kind of stirred through properly, I'm just going to start working on my eggs. I did want to let you know that you can do this separately, or you can do it in the same pan. I don't know which way is best. I didn't really want to dirty up another pan, so I just did it in this pan. I think it kind of takes a little bit longer. I don't know. It doesn't really cook the way that I would normally make scrambled eggs, so I don't know. I just didn't really want to cook up or dirty up another dish, so I'm just going to crack 2 eggs. And I do think that for this, since this made like a ton of rice, I could have probably used another egg. I wasn't really for sure on if 2 or 3 eggs would be suffice, but I'm just gonna go ahead and scramble this up the best I can. And then I'm just going to incorporate this in all of the rice mixture, and that is it. Dinner is so good. I really like using jasmine rice just because it's more of like a sticky rice, and I just think it works better for chicken fried rice in particular. But that's it. Super delicious. You can kind of tell by the way I'm stirring it up that it is pretty sticky, and that's the type of the rice that I'm using. I'm using jasmine, so it's just our preference. Okay, how is it?
Good.
Yummy?
Yummy, yummy, yummy. Ah, yummy.
You like it?
Yes.
Yes. Can you say hi, everyone?
Hi.
Okay, so now for this very last meal, we are going to be making this cheesy broccoli skillet. So I'm going to need some cheese. You can use cheddar or whatever. I'm using this cheddar jack cheese. I'm going to use about half of this. I need some oil for cooking, some seasonings, onion powder, garlic powder, pepper, salt, minced onion. I'm going to need 2 of these, some instant rice. You can definitely use like jasmine or whatever type of rice that you prefer. Just cook it. You will have to cook the rice like 10 minutes longer, so it won't technically be a 20-minute meal. So that's the only downfall of using that rice. I do need some chicken broth, and then I have these diced pimentos. I don't know, I've literally never cooked with this. I only grabbed it because it was in my pantry. I've had it in my pantry for a while. You know, kind of need to use that up. So here we are. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna whip this up in 20 minutes. So let's get started. So I'm gonna start with slicing up my sausage here, and you don't have to use 2 links of sausage here. That's what the recipe called for, but after I was done making it, I feel like it was a lot of sausage. So meat is expensive. Like this thing was retail, it's like $4. I got this on sale for like $2, but that's expensive. That's a lot of meat. So if it's not in your budget, then don't feel like you like absolutely have to use 2 of those. Okay, so I'm going to take my sausage, I'm going to take it and put it in my pan. I greased it with some oil, and then now I'm just going to take my rice. I have 2 cups of instant rice. Now if you want to use regular like long grain rice or jasmine rice, something like that, you definitely can. It's just going to take probably 10 to 15 minutes longer to cook, but in my opinion, I think it's worth it. I've never cooked with instant rice, and I probably never will again. It's just not my preference. Okay, so once the rice is added, we're gonna add in our seasonings. We have 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, and then a half a teaspoon of pepper. That is what I added. Now, this came out pretty salty, so if you want to only do half a teaspoon of salt, that is what I would do if I were to do it again, but that's completely up to you. I don't know if you guys like it salty or not, but it was pretty salty for our flavoring. Okay, so once it's been simmering for about 5 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and add in my broccoli. I have about 8 ounces of frozen broccoli that I just de-thawed in the microwave, and I'm going to add in some pimentos. I don't even know how to say that. Pimento? I think that's how you say it. I don't know. But I'm going to put in the jarred pimentos, and then I'm going to put in 2 cups of shredded cheese. This comes out extremely cheesy, y'all. So I ended up putting like a little bit of milk just so it wasn't so super thick. I don't know. It was just super, super cheesy. So I don't know if you want to lay back on the cheese. I didn't think like extra cheese was a thing, but this one came out like too cheesy. But anyways, thanks so much for watching, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.